Our next guest was on that train, North Carolina Congressman Mark Walker, chairman of the Republican Study Committee. Congressman, thank you for being here this morning. A chilly morning there,
Thanks,
and you're
Abby.
expecting the president just a few minutes from now. How are you and your colleagues and their families doing this morning, particularly those on the train yesterday?
Sure. I think we're doing very well. There's a few minor bumps and bruises, and I think a concussion or two. It pales in comparison, certainly, to the Christopher Foley family, who tragically lost his life in the train accident. Certainly, our thoughts and hearts and prayers go out to that family.
What was that like for you yesterday?
Well, it was pretty jarring. We're going along there at a moderate speed, and then you have this collision. Lights go down, and you know immediately. I was sitting across from Ted Cruz and one car behind the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. The first thing that goes through your mind was there something nefarious? Was this a security breach? Probably something that we need to look into if we travel anymore by train at some of the crossings, specifically in the rural areas. This could have been worse, but as far as on our side of members, we are moving forward with it, and I think we're looking for a great day to this afternoon and then tomorrow as well.
And eventually, you all made your way to the retreat where Paul Ryan delivered a message. What was his message to all of you once you arrived?
Well, his message was, first of all, we had a time of prayer, a little bit of a devotion, thinking about and praying for those that were involved in the train accident. But we spent a little bit of time talking about the past, the accomplishments, the tax reform, specifically looked at some of the polling data, where we've seen the tax reform, the Jobs Cuts Act has actually gone from 38% to 57% approval. People are getting more and more in their paychecks. I guess in the words of the great Yogi Berra, this cash is like real money. We don't think it's crumbs at all. We want to celebrate that, but we also want to move forward in talking about what needs to be accomplished this year as well.
So what exactly is that? The president is expected to speak in the noon hour Eastern time today. What will he say as far as the strategy going forward, fresh off of his first State of the Union address the other night?
Well, I will tell you, there is a buzz and a momentum that came out of that meeting, or out of that speech, that really propelled us to be able to look at this calendar year. 2017, regardless of your political affiliation, there are great indicators. The Consumer Confidence Index is now tracking at 69%. We also want to talk about, and I believe he will talk about, the DACA recipient and how we need to resolve that. Infrastructure is something that's very important to him. But I also want to hear, as a conservative, some of the spending components that we've got to be concerned with. We need some of those reforms to make sure, as well as things are going, we want to make sure that after 8 years of talking about the abundant spending under the Obama administration, that we're also having some attention paid to keeping our fiscal house in order as well.